This is the day of JEE Advance when hundreds of our students have made it into their dream IIT. But the most important thing is how they have achieved it, much more than the result. Their journey is extremely important. If we practically talk upon how a student achieves a top position, obviously someone who achieves a top position is called topper. But what we prefer, there are many toppers we have who have an extraordinary journey of preparing for JEE Advanced examination, because this is not just an examination. This journey creates a huge impact on not only on the student but the whole family, set of teachers, the institution, the whole ecosystem. If I talk about a small invention, every student in India, they are well aware, not only India, across the globe people are aware of who invented the first light bulb. Everybody, I am sure they are going to talk upon the name of Thomas Alva Edison, but that's not correct. The patent of a light bulb is in the name of Edison, registered in 1879. Whereas way back in 1860, before even 20 years ago, Joseph Swan was the one who invented a light bulb, and he was working upon increasing the life of a light bulb, and he successfully tested it. But why we are not aware about Joseph Swan, we are aware about Edison associated with the name of light bulb because of three major things. One is the teamwork of Edison, the team of physicists who were working with Edison, the communication ability with which Edison was able to communicate to people more compared to anyone else, and the decision-making ability of Thomas Alva Edison, and ultimately what we call Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. When people come to know about something, they get impressed with the individual. They start following the individual's lifestyle. They start following what the individual executed in his journey. The same thing the smart Thomas Alva Edison did, not only in case of invention of a light bulb, with lot many inventions. He was having more than 7,000 inventions in his kitty. And not only invention, he was the one who was able to commercialize his inventions and transformed every invention into a business, so that lakhs or millions of people were able to use his inventions and they were ready to pay for his invention. That's what in today's world, most of the engineers feel they want to get into the startup industry, because people believe rather than going into a high-paid job, if they are able to produce something, whether a good or a service, which millions of people across the globe start using, they'll be able to make money, which in job nobody is able to make. So Edison was a kind of inspiration for everyone, how to make a successful business. Whereas if we talk about Edison, it is world renowned that after the age of 7, he never went to any school. For me, he was an ideal figure. I used to talk about him. Many stories I have used about Edison in various IITs, also in my keynote lectures. So he was the one who never went to any formal school or college education after the age of 7. Despite of not having any access to school education, any college education, he became the richest scientist of this 19th century just because of his abilities. And what we can see, the numerous toppers who are present over here, who are going to share their success journey with us. This has been made possible with the system of Narayana Institution, of which the foundation was laid 46 years ago by our founder chairman, Professor P. Narayana, with his policies of education, with the way education has to be imparted. Today, so many candidates who have achieved this position under 100, they are going to talk upon their journey. They are getting into such institutions which are considered to be world's best institutions in terms of intellectual journey is concerned. Maybe our IITs in India do not stand in top 100 QS ranking because of their infrastructure, because of the fund limitations, because of lack of industrial resources. But in terms of intellect, in terms of intellectual races of startups, in terms of innovative thought processes, in terms of lot many things. Our IITs are one of the best institutions across the globe. And we really feel proud that our Narayana educational institutions, our coaching systems, our schooling systems are sending majority of students to such dream IITs. And if Edison was able to achieve such a tag of richest physicist of industry across the globe without any formal education, what these students who are getting one of the best institution across country or across the globe, what they'll be able to achieve. So we are going to talk upon the factors which are the success formula in their whole journey. I'll keep on talking to these students about the factors which are extremely important about their journeys. Students, I'm going to discuss upon your journey factors with which you are able to achieve this position. I'll try to talk to each one of you. I just want you to talk openly from your heart what actually happened in past 1, 2 or 3 years, how you have achieved this level. We'll start with Sandeep, who achieved All India rank 5. Sandeep, I want you to share a couple of factors. Like you know very well, decision making plays a very, very important role in journey of a JEE aspirant. How you started your preparation and finally you concluded your preparation today with the end of this result. For me, this All India rank 5 is not important. For me, important is your journey. How you achieved the excellence on your concept. How your behavior, your study style helped you out in making it happen, and the iteration you did. Obviously, the way you were studying in grade 9th, you might not be studying in grade 12th. You improvised, how you followed it. I want you to share your journey in limited words, but most important factors and milestone of your journey I want you to share.
Like most importantly for me was putting as many hours with full focus as I can. Like throughout the day I tried to stay focused for 2 years straight, so that was the most important thing. Like most people suffer burnout by the end of year 2, but if you power through those times, then I believe you can do well.
That's excellent, and you summarize it absolutely well. But one more thing I want you to talk upon, the decision making, which is very, very important, because this year in JEE Advanced 2026 and earlier also many students feel they are not able to balance their examination paper in 3 hours. What was your strategy of examination attempt in those 3 hours? Were you feeling a kind of panic situation while attempting, or you changed the strategy in those 3 hours of examination in paper 1 and paper 2? How you balanced out to achieve this rank?
Like paper 1, we only had 16 questions, so I knew I had to attempt everything. But then paper 2, they had 18 questions, so after looking at the paper, I decided that the questions that were worth less marks, like STEM, I could leave them to the end, and even if I missed them, it wouldn't matter much. So all the ones that had higher marks was the ones I attempted first. And that I think is important. Like you should be...
What was your strategy in paper 1? How you attempted? Was there any specific sequence you have decided I'm going to follow the same?
Yeah, that I think is important, that you follow your natural sequence which you use in all of your mock tests and all. For me it was chemistry, physics, maths, but whatever you're comfortable with, you should not try an experiment in JEE Advanced. You should stick with what you know.
That's absolutely a very important point what Sandeep shared, that you should not experiment with yourself. More important is how you followed your strategies in mock. That really matters a lot. And one more last point about your journey. Throughout 1, 2, 3 years when you were preparing, obviously there were some instances when you were feeling low, or you were not feeling that not much interest in studies. A lot of variations were there. How you coped up with those instances when you're not feeling good about the studies? No, I don't want to study today. Has it ever happened with you, or you were entirely consistent throughout the journey of 1, 2 or 3 years?
Like after a bad exam, my motivation to study would go to like near zero. So during those times, things I would recommend you can do is look back on all the tests that you have done well, so it'll give you some confidence. You can also talk to someone like a parent or a teacher who can give you motivation. And if you're really not able to focus, then like take a break for like half the day and then try to come back on the same day itself.
That's really a good point for everyone who is listening to Sandeep. Your confidence is the one you need to sustain. With the high level of confidence only you'll be able to achieve. I want Manu to comment on this. How you maintain your confidence throughout last year, because this really matters a lot, how you revise everything. By some time you are able to complete the syllabus, one chapter by chapter you are covering your topics in physics, chemistry or mathematics. But when you start revising things, you have to accumulate everything in all for your regular test, full syllabus test and all. How you manage your confidence on all the topics of subjects altogether?
So as he said, sometimes I'd look at the test where I did well. One more thing I did is if I did badly in 1 week, I'd study extra hard for the next week to get a better result.
That's good. And what about the motivation factors? Have you ever felt about your motivation level for achieving this position? You achieved All India rank 13. Have you ever thought about you are going to achieve this since the start way back when you were in grade 9th or 10th?
I didn't think I was going to achieve such a good rank actually.
So how you kept your motivation on until last?
I was, at some point I started doing good in tests, so that was very motivating. And then I started studying harder as well.
Fine. How you feel your teachers and your ecosystems helped you out in maintaining your academics with the high tempo?
My teachers are very helpful and supportive. They taught the concept with good clarity and I understood quickly.
Fine. And like what I can appreciate about you is you are very precise in answering each and every point, and this is really good and always helpful for each and everyone. So what we can see about Manu is this precision really matters a lot. In examination, by looking at question directly, attacking on a concept and immediately answering onto that rather than thinking about the surrounding factors, that is I think one of his best habits, what I can perceive right now. And I want you to answer one more thing to be very precise about regarding physics, chemistry or maths. How you balance your topics while revising, how much time you have devoted on which subject, what you would like to advise to your fellow students about revising these subjects and how to distribute their time on physics, chemistry and mathematics.
While I was revising, I think I devoted most of my time towards physics. I was already strong in math and I'd done a lot of chemistry before in the first phase.
I think many students, they talk about chemistry needs lot of time, even in organic or inorganic. So how you balance time for cramming inorganic things or getting into the depth of organic chemistry, getting expertise on organic, how you manage the time? Like you said, most of time you have devoted on physics. So in chemistry, how in very short time you were able to manage, or how you achieved, I would say, kind of photographic memory? Was there some methodology you practiced upon in your past?
Towards the end, I studied more chemistry in the last few months, and that's when I became stronger at chemistry.
Well, ultimately, the only thing what matters is practice makes a man perfect. Like what he's saying, to achieve excellence in chemistry, you need to be extremely repetitive. Then only you'll be able to achieve the level. Harshit, I want you to carry on with your journey in your own words. So what you'd like to suggest to your fellow students directly? You achieved an extraordinary All India rank 15. So I'm not going to talk upon this All India rank. It is all about journey. For us, all of you are at All India rank 1 only. You just share your journey of preparation, how you achieved this.
I would tell them to be calm throughout the 2 years journey and maintain the same energy and consistency throughout the 2 years. And other thing, I would encourage them to exercise every day and meditate and also visualize towards the goal.
When both the points are quite critical, to be consistent. So do you feel throughout 2 years you never felt any time low? Or when you are going low, how your parents helped you out, or how your teachers helped you out, how Narayana Systems schedule helped you out in pulling back into the race?
I think ups and downs in exams are common, and every time we feel that this is going to be very difficult, at least I will maintain a minimum time for which I will study. Means when I am not feeling likely to study, then also I would like to study 6 hours. And when I really want to study, I would study for 12 hours. So I think even in tough times, we should maintain certain level of discipline so that we are able to study.
So whenever in any of your tests your marks are going low, so were you feeling discouraged or you were feeling encouraged to put more efforts onto it? Because many brightest students, it is a general scenario, if your marks are low, you don't feel very good out of it. So what was your behavior at the time your marks were going down?
Firstly, whenever I get low marks, for another 1 to 2 hours, I will be very exhausted and very depressed. But after that, I will again gain the strength and read all the error books which I wrote after completion of the exam, and I will again gain my strength to write next exam very well.
Fine, that's really very precise and helpful for everyone listening to us. I want next question to T. Sai Vanil. So there's one thing what Arshit was also saying, to be consistent. This is very important and critical because throughout the journey when we talk practically about our subjects, which was your favorite and strongest subject?
My favorite subject is chemistry.
Chemistry. Fine. In chemistry, specifically we talk upon many students, they devote time for chemistry, but many are not able to cope up with the cramming things. Because chemistry, I won't call in JEE Advanced cramming is necessary. But how you balanced out cramming, understanding and execution, like physical chemistry is all about execution like physics. Organic and inorganic is a fusion of cramming, understanding and execution. So can you please elaborate how you excelled in chemistry and achieved this level? What was your methodology of learning chemistry in all three parts of chemistry? Can you keep mic
In
close?
physical chemistry, it is just a formula based.
Yeah, obviously.
In organic, I just read the NCERT.
So you keep on repeating NCERT or you made some notes or you followed what teachers were doing
I follow teachers and then NCERT more.
in inorganic, not beyond NCERT.
Purely NCERT.
Fine. And in organic
Organic, mainly notes. I depend on notes.
and problem solving?
Problem solving, and the teachers will give some tricks.
And do you feel you devoted more time on chemistry than maths and physics?
No, I keep very less time.
Because chemistry was your strongest, so less time on chemistry. And do you feel in your past, devoting time and taking much of interest in chemistry helped you out during your JEE preparation?
Yes, I think I usually keep some 40 minutes. Usually keep 40 minutes in exam.
Okay,
That helped me keeping in physics the time.
fine. It's all about distribution of time, how you balance out in the content you are devoting time. And I want you to also just revert on one common question what a student say, how you balance time, how much time every day you study upon physics, chemistry and math. This is not a very generic question, but more precisely how you balanced about physics, chemistry and mathematics in daily routine. That's really very important and a question of lakhs of students and throughout year they do not balance it out.
Generally, I balance every three subjects equally
Every day.
every day.
Okay.
4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours.
And how much time you devoted on reading, learning notes and how much time on practice?
In chemistry, mainly reading part. Because practices, I do some less practice only.
Okay. I want Madhav to comment on next question because if we talk about understanding, obviously physics is the one where understanding matters the most. What was your favorite subject?
Mine was physics.
So physics, obviously, if understanding is there and as it is favorite of many engineers or those who are preparing for JEE Advanced, they love physics a lot because variations are more.
Yeah.
So what was your physics learning methodology for any topic first time you are studying? That really helps students who are listening to you. If somebody is not aware about anything in physics, first time teachers are coming and teaching you physics. So what was your behavior in classroom and immediately after classroom when you reach back to your study table, and how you excelled in that over a period of time?
सो जब पहली बार पढ़ रहे हैं उस टाइम के लिए तो सिर्फ बेसिक फार्मूलाज जो है वो ध्यान में रख के बेसिक क्वेश्चंस मैं सॉल्व करता था एंड एक्सेलेंस के लिए मैं बाद में टाइम देता था मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम के लिए तो बस बेसिक जो फाउंडेशन लेवल के क्वेश्चंस है वो होने चाहिए उसका ध्यान रखता हूँ।
I think physics का basic concept ही यही है कि when you study something, focus only on the elementary things. Once you excel in elementary, what Madhav is saying is absolutely right. If you understand elementary things at excellence, then you step ahead and gradually achieve the excellence. And this is not only for physics. This is valid for each and everything you are going to encounter in your coming life. Life में हमेशा यही method काम आएगा. किसी भी चीज को सीधा toughness level पे लेके नहीं जाना है. Step by step you have to reach. Can you please elaborate about your mathematics? Maths में भी यही किया करते थे?
हाँ मैथ्स में भी मोस्टली तो यही करता था बट मैथ्स में प्रैक्टिस ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा ज़्यादा चाहिए तो उसमें क्वेश्चंस नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस ज़्यादा होता है।
So how you managed the time in practicing between maths, physics and chemistry?
सो मेरा फिजिक्स क्योंकि अच्छा था तो मोस्टली टाइम मैं मतलब लगभग 50% टाइम केम में देता था एंड आई से 13 मैथ्स एंड 14 मैथ्स एंड 10 इन फिजिक्स।
Oh, great. So this is very important. You need to identify where you excel and where your skills are the best. And if you feel in less time you are able to achieve excellence in a particular subject, वहाँ पे time को reduce कर दो, right? That's what you are trying to say.
Yes.
और जहाँ पे आपको excellence नहीं है वहाँ पे time बढ़ा दो. The very basic fundamental formula to achieve this top level, what Madhav is elaborating. And one more thing I want you to iterate on. पूरे साल 2 साल का जो जर्नी रहा उस जर्नी में अप्स एंड डाउन्स को कैसे बैलेंस किया? क्या क्या इंस्टेंस आते थे जब लगता था कि थक रहे हैं, अभी पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, उस वक्त क्या पढ़ाई छोड़ देते थे और थोड़ा टाइम बाद आते थे, या वाज देयर सम मेथड बाय व्हिच यू वर एबल टू क्विकली कम बैक इन द रेस अगेन?
हाँ तो मतलब ऑब्वियसली अप्स एंड डाउन्स तो आएंगे और डाउन पीरियड्स के लिए तो मैं ऐसा ही करता था कि अगर 1-2 टेस्ट खराब जा रहे हैं तो फिर मतलब 2-3 दिन का ब्रेक सा ले लो मतलब नॉट कम्प्लीटली कट ऑफ बट लाइट स्टडिंग एंड उसके बाद वापस रिज्यूम कर सकते हैं मतलब वो स्लोली मूव ऑन हो ही जाएगा।
तो वो ब्रेक टाइम में क्या किया करते थे? दैट्स रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
सो मतलब मेरे लिए तो मैं म्यूजिक सुनता था ज़्यादातर तो बस थोड़ी सी पढ़ाई और म्यूजिक सुन लेता था।
आई थिंक दैट्स द बेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी. सो ऑनेस्टली इज एलाबोरेटिंग इट कि आपको अगर कुछ अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे हो, लाइफ में हमेशा ऐसा होगा, वॉट एवर यू आर गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट इन लाइफ, और कभी भी चीज़ें हमारे माइंड के अनुसार नहीं हो रही हैं, यू आर नॉट एबल टू अचीव व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू वांट और यू डिजर्व, तो चीज़ों को ब्रेक दे दो, लाइफ को स्लो डाउन कर दो, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट एन एंड. हमेशा इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट एंड दिस द बेसिक फॉर्मूला by which many average performers achieved excellence over a period of time. आप चीज़ों को बिल्कुल कट ऑफ कर दो. आपको म्यूजिक अच्छा लगता है, म्यूजिक सुनो, ब्रेन को कट ऑफ करो. आपको स्पोर्ट्स अच्छा लगता है, स्पोर्ट्स में टाइम दे दो. इफ़ यू लव लाफ्टर देन डिवोट टाइम विद योर फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स. जिस भी चीज़ से आपको काम और रिलैक्सनेस मिलती है तो आप उस तरफ अपने आप को डिवोट करो. सो दैट्स सर्टेनली अ वेरी गुड फार्मूला. आदित्य, आई वांट यू टू कंटिन्यू ऑन दिस अबाउट योर जर्नी. यू अचीव्ड ऑल इंडिया रैंक 22 which is almost neck to neck with the national topper. So what you would like to suggest about your fellow student कि पढ़ने का बेस्ट तरीका क्या होना चाहिए और what is the best methodology one should follow, because I want you to talk about the mistakes you did in your journey and later you corrected them. Maybe possible that 2 years ago you were doing something which later you realized no, this was not correct, and you iterated and finally corrected your methodology, because this happens with everyone. It is not necessary that 4 years ago what we are doing, the same methodology we are doing at the end of our grade 12. So what all improvements you did and how you identified upon this, because generic things we talked upon with many of the toppers.
Actually मुझे मैथ्स में थोड़ी दिक्कत रहती थी कंपैरेटिवली बाकी दोनों सब्जेक्ट में. तो मैथ्स में मैं शुरुआत में उतना टाइम नहीं दे पाता था, मतलब जितना देना चाहिए मुझे. तो वो एक चीज़ थी, तो जो पेपर में जब कम मार्क्स आते थे तो कंसिस्टेंटली तो फिर वहाँ पे आइडेंटिफाई किया कि मैथ्स में ज़रूरत है, तो फिर मैंने, क्योंकि मेरी फिज़िक्स अच्छी थी और मुझे फिज़िक्स पसंद भी है, तो फिर मैंने और केमिस्ट्री भी हो जाता था अच्छे से, तो फिर मैंने उन दोनों में से टाइम कट डाउन करना शुरू किया और फिर मैथ्स में मेन प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग पे ध्यान दिया।
So maths as you improved, do you feel physics, chemistry शुरू से strong था?
केमिस्ट्री कह सकते हैं थोड़ा मतलब बिल्ड होते गया धीरे धीरे,
मतलब
बट फिजिक्स स्ट्रॉन्ग
पहली बार पढ़ाया जाता था तो केमिस्ट्री जल्दी
हो
grip बन जाता था।
और फिजिक्स भी हो जाता था, फिजिक्स भी स्ट्रॉन्ग था।
Fine. And the tough problem practice and all वो regular practice होता रहता था।
हाँ, पर पहले शुरुआत तो वहीं से करनी होती है, बेसिक्स आने चाहिए, उसके बाद एक लेवल ऊपर जाने का, धीरे धीरे लेवल बढ़ाना चाहिए।
Exactly. तो धीरे धीरे अपने लेवल को इम्प्रूव करना है. This is not just the journey of JEE advanced preparation. Wherever you go, even a student in grade 9th, today nowadays many of these students they start their JEE preparation right from grade 6 also, grade 9 also. Many start their preparation in grade 11th also. But more important is कि जहाँ से आप शुरू करो वहाँ पे step by step धीरे धीरे अपने लेवल को अगर increase करोगे तो that will help you in achieving excellence in more sustainable form. And what Aditya is honestly saying, he was not very good and excellent in mathematics. So mathematics को step by step improve करना, अपने खुद के weaknesses को identify करना और methods को change करना, that really matters a lot. Any specific guideline you would like to suggest to your fellow students about following the distribution of time in reading, learning? Many students they devote lot of time in following notes, class example and lesson practice. And many feel that quality practice matters a lot rather than enormous practice. What you prefer and how you would like to guide to students about distribution of time in lot of practice, quality practice, reading notes and understanding and reading books?
टाइम डिवीजन पहले तो सब्जेक्ट वाइज जो सब्जेक्ट वीक हो उस वाइज करना चाहिए। जैसे मेरा मैथ्स वीक था शुरुआत में, तो मैं मैथ्स में ज़्यादा टाइम दिया, बट अगर आपका तीनों ही इक्वल है, लाइक इक्वली आता है, तो फिर आपको सब्जेक्ट वाइज नहीं टॉपिक वाइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना चाहिए कि कौन सा टॉपिक में कितना देर लगेगा, उस हिसाब से आप टाइम मैनेज करके करें। और जब रिवीजन और प्रैक्टिस की बात आए तो वो फिक्स तरीका नहीं होता, क्योंकि किसी को हो सकता है कि रिवाइज करने में ज़्यादा देर लगे, नोट्स पढ़ने में देर लगे, और लेकिन क्वेश्चंस शायद उनकी स्पीड से हो जाते हों, तो वो तो अपने तरीके से होता है। बट रिवीजन और क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि विदाउट रिवीजन खाली क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस करने से भी इट्स बिट मैं कहूँगा टाइम जाएगा, क्योंकि अगर एक बार रिवाइज नहीं होता तो शायद आप अगर जो क्वेश्चन में शायद 90 सेकंड्स में कर सकते थे, शायद आप वो 120 सेकंड या 150 सेकंड में करोगे, बट जो बाकी का 30-60 सेकंड जो जा रहा है इट्स वेस्ट ना।
We can save that time.
हाँ, you can save that time. So revise is also equally important.
That's really very important. बहुत बच्चे ये गलती करते हैं कि क्लास से पढ़ के आए सीधा क्वेश्चन करना शुरू कर दिया. I want Sandeep to reiterate upon this about time division in physics, chemistry and mathematics, about learning and practice. Quickly, just can you comment on this? How you distributed your time? और revision में भी reading को time देते थे, revision में सिर्फ practice you used to carry on your practice.
Like first time when I learned it for the first, like in the beginning of 11th, then I put more effort, like more time for reading, like almost 50-50 split for reading and solving. But in doing the revision time for maths and physics especially, it was like I just read it like once in the beginning of the week. I read notes, and rest of the weeks it was just practice. Like maths and physics, I think it's more important to do quality questions than just read notes again and again, because it's more on problem based and idea based, and you will get good ideas better if you solve more problems, more exposure. Chemistry, for physical and organic, I think problem solving and theory, like physical and that theory is less required. But for inorganic, I think it's a lot more important to do theory than problems. Like even if you skip problems in the end, it's fine, but you should revise every bit of theory.
That's absolutely precise. I want Ishan to comment upon your journey and behavioral changes, because everyone goes through behavioral changes while studying in grade 8th 9th जिस तरीके से पढ़ाई करते थे और एकदम से when you get into the intellectual learning of JEE Advanced, so जो behavioral changes हैं उस पर adopt कैसे हुए, अपना routine कैसे बदला, can you comment upon your overall journey?
लाइक अगर बिगनिंग की बात करूँ 11th की स्टार्टिंग में तो फॉर स्टडिंग इवन फॉर 6-7 आवर्स फील लाइक अ बर्डन टू मी, मतलब मेरे से बहुत थे, थोड़ी देर पढ़ाई करने में मैं एग्जॉस्ट हो जाता था। पर जब मैंने बाकी अपने पीयर्स को करते हुए देखा, अपने कंपेनियंस को करते हुए देखा, वो कितना अच्छा स्कोर कर रहे थे, सिली मिस्टेक्स अवॉइड करते थे, तो एक सेल्फ मोटिवेशन भी आता है कि अगर ये लोग कर सकते हैं तो आई कैन ऑल्सो अचीव दैट सेम थिंग। तो आई थिंक वहाँ से ही मोटिवेशन लेके हमारे पेरेंट्स की जो हमसे होप्स होती है, जो टीचर्स की हमसे होप्स होती है, उसको लिव अप करने के लिए आई थिंक सेल्फ मोटिवेशन के चलते ही मैंने खुद को इम्प्रूव करा।
I think that's very important to look at others also. If anyone of my age is able to achieve, why can't I achieve? And I want Naman to comment on this. So you also achieved almost in the top 100 club. You are at 107. So for me, you are one level only. And rank doesn't actually mean a lot. But more important for us is our journey. We are celebrating our journey rather than the results. So, how was your journey about JEE? What you would like to comment and recommend to a student who is going to start their preparation? Obviously, in the beginning, you were not imagining to achieve any particular position. How you were able to achieve this position since the start? Can you comment quickly on that?
Yes. So basically, I have started my journey from 11th without any previous preparation of JEE. So initially the basic topics, which I think every student finds easy, I found tough. So that was quite a struggle for me. So the initial few VATs were very tough for me. So that time, how I have passed, only I know. Actually, I also don't know how I have passed that. But then slowly and steadily, with the help of my peers especially, the help that I have got from my peers was really a lot and helped me rise up the ranks slowly and steadily. And obviously my teachers helped me a lot. I would like to say that I have seen various marks, like negative marks were a little common for me. Not common, I've got negative marks, that's what I want to say. But not getting demotivated and not giving up on your dream is what I would like to recommend to everyone. Dream big and work equally hard to achieve that dream is
That's
the mantra that I
really
would want
very
to pass.
nice line. You need to keep your dreams big. And we used to tell to all our students, you should always dream to achieve sky heights way deep in the universe. So in the way you will be able to leave your moon behind. So achieving moon will not at all be difficult if you dream for the deep sky and universe. So that really matters a lot. And you also really feel that peer group matters a lot. And I think a lot of credit you owe to your peers who helped you out and gaining confidence. I want Adolya Sai to comment next. Please, can you take the mic? In your overall journey, what really matters is I want you to comment on one statement, because it is a common saying. If you really feel that I am a very intellectual student, because all the students who are sitting over here since the start, they are well aware that we are good students. Very few of you were having average performance in your past. I want you to comment upon the growth in your performance, what all hard work you did, how you manage your hard work while studying in classroom and devoting time in your self-study. Were you able to follow the self-study exactly what homework has been given to you in the classes, or you were following something else also? The balance of your self-study and the guided study in Narayana system.
I was not able to complete all the homework they gave to me. I just restrict to some of the work particularly. Like in the initial stages of 11th, I just used to study very hard for a very long time. But then I thought I was just bored and I was just tired. So I just restricted myself to for some particular time. But when it came to last 1 month or 2 months, I just studied very hard and I was just particularly fixed to some goal for every day. And that just motivated me.
So you're more focused on goal-based studies. Because this is very important, not always every student is able to follow the homework which have already been assigned by the teachers, and it happens with many. But if you are very clear about your goal and your target, certainly it matters a lot. I want the same to be carried on by Telluri Shreyas. Can you please iterate on the same question about the balance of your self-study and the guided study? What has been taught in the classes on a particular topic? Say for example, ionic equilibrium is being taught in the class. At home you need to balance out ionic equilibrium as well as revision in parallel of the previous topic. How you balance out in your self-study about the topics which are already being taught and what is being taught in the classroom?
So initially, if there's a new topic to be learned, I'd put 100% of my focus and attention into that. After I'm done with that, for a particular week, let's say if I devoted 4 or 5 days into that topic, I try to spend the remaining day on revising my cumulative topics. And while I'm starting a new topic, I wouldn't directly jump to the advanced questions. I'll try to cover the basics first, step up the questions sequentially, and eventually that's what leads somebody to perfection in any topic.
I think that's obviously the consistency matters a lot, that on regular basis if you're revising things that really works. Can you please also explain in a more elaborated way how during revision you managed everything to be kept together? Because with so much of chapters, more than 11th and 12th, if we combine, there are more than 30 chapters in chemistry, almost 26 chapters in physics, almost 28 chapters in mathematics. How you manage the combination of everything? Because if you are revising one chapter, again the turn of that chapter might come after about a month. So how you manage and maintain everything?
So for me, maths and physics wasn't that big of a problem, so I didn't have a lot of issues with the chapters. But in chemistry, with the help of my teachers, I've made a list of the topics which are high priority and the ones that are low priority, also the ones that I have a comment on and the ones that I don't. From there, I cover the topics.
I think that's absolutely apt. We should always prioritize our content, and while reading for the first time, if students are able to prioritize content based on their own skills, their own capacity, as well as what teachers are saying, the fusion matters a lot. I think Ishan, can you reiterate on the same thing, how you revised everything together in the last 1 month of time, balancing your board exam and everything?
So in the last month, I devoted major of my time towards chemistry because inorganic के अंदर क्योंकि जितना लेट अपने पढ़ाओ तो उतने ज़्यादा चांसेस रहेंगे एग्जाम में याद रहने के. So in the last 5 days मैंने पूरी ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री की NCERT और इनऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री की NCERT वापस पढ़ी थी, इंक्लूडिंग लैब मैनुअल. और बोर्ड्स के टाइम पे मैंने अगर फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ में बात करें तो सिर्फ एग्जाम से 2 days बिफोर ही मैंने बोर्ड्स को डिवोट किया था. बाकी मैं जेई की ही तैयारी कर रहा था उनके टाइम भी.
That's good and very precise. I want Kota Yashaswan to comment on the next question, which is a very common question for a majority of students. Those students who start their preparation for the very first time for JEE, no matter in which grade they are starting, many times they feel the preparation is very tough for some particular chapters. Have you ever felt for some particular topics which you feel tougher?
Yeah, I have felt that certain chapters were tougher.
How you coped up with those chapters which you are finding tough? I'm not talking about those which you became comfortable.
I didn't face any difficult chapters in physics and chemistry. In math, however, I did face some chapters to be somewhat more difficult compared to the other chapters. And you know, in math, you have to practice a lot, right? So I just spent more time in those chapters and focused on understanding the concept. And when we were in the revision phase, I just solved as much as possible in those chapters and emphasized on the PYQs.
Can you name any specific chapter?
P and C.
Fine. So P and C, when you started and you are finding permutations and combinations, initially you are not be able to get into the rhythm. You might feel teachers are able to think in that way, I am not able to immediately think upon this. So how to cope up with this? Was this only practice or some specific type of notes you prepared or some specific additional books you followed for the same?
See, practice will first, obviously it will give new models and it will teach you how to do questions that you don't know how to do. But it also gives you a habit of systematically solving everything properly, not missing cases, which is a huge deal in PNC. And it teaches you to be careful. Unknowingly, you will be more careful, you will avoid silly mistakes, all that. So practicing will help, like immensely.
And that's absolutely apt, really what he said, the systematic working. Many times we say if hard work is not organized, systematic and prioritized, it becomes a waste of time. So systematically executing hard work is a key strategy to achieve success in any domain of life. That really matters a lot. So I want the same question to be answered by Vedacharan Reddy. So I want you to comment on this. So the same question I want you to answer in your own way, because it happens with every student. Many chapters we find it difficult, and at the end during revision we focus more on the topics we are finding it tough, and many students imbalance their preparation in devoting time in difficult things. And many times later on they realize the topics which they were finding it very easy and they are missing out and forgetting content. So the balancing of those feeling tough topics and the easy topics and the balance, how you manage with that?
3 weeks before the exam, it's like I was preparing the tough topics, which I was not confident, and it's like before 2 weeks before the advanced exam, I kept on revising all the topics irrespective of what I was not confident. We need to be perfect in all the concepts and of all topics for this advanced exam.
So for G Advanced, you devoted equal time at the end for all the topics of physics, chemistry, maths, or some topics you felt, okay, fine, let us leave it. Even if some question is there, we don't focus on that. So were there some topics you thought if such questions will come in examination, I won't attempt? There's also a good strategy for many times for brighter students.
I balanced with almost all equally.
Fine, that's important to balance things in a proper and systematic way. I want Shivam to answer one very critical and important point about majority of brighter students who feel themselves as we are doing very well, as all of you guys were doing extremely well in your preparation. So it's mainly about time management. It's not about balancing time between all the subjects. What all you used to do, what was your routine, what you would like to comment upon an ideal routine, whether you followed it or you tried to follow it but you couldn't and you wanted it to follow. So what you would like to comment on your time management throughout the day?
I think in the initial stages we should devote time equally to all 3 subjects, but I think about 15 days before the exam I focused more on chemistry, because if I read chemistry at the end I'll remember more of it, especially inorganic chemistry.
And other than subjects, obviously as time progresses, when you go from grade 11 to 12th, your break time reduces. It never happens that in the beginning of grade 11th you are devoting 15 hours a day on studies. So gradually time increases. So initially those students who start their preparation after grade 10th, what you would like to comment how to manage their break times, because it is very difficult for a beginner of 11th grade to study 15 hours a day, whereas by end of grade 12th it happens. So how you gradually manage your studies, how you reduce your break time, and what you used to do in the breaks initially when you started in 11th?
I think as the exam comes nearer, automatically we become more serious and start spending more time on studying. Initially in 11th I used to play table tennis in all the breaks, but at the end of phase 3 I stopped playing TT in breaks and started studying a little bit more.
Do you feel Narayana's schedule helped you a lot in managing your overall academic routine?
Yes.
What was your routine at Narayana?
Morning we had classes from 8 o'clock, and initially it ended at 8:30, and later on as we moved on it was till 10:30.
I think that's really apt, and there's an inspiration for everyone to follow such routine, and it's very important for everyone to achieve the level. I want Anshul also to comment on routine. Vejugama, Anshul.
But as time progresses and we come to 12th grade, we know which subjects we are weak at and which subjects we are strong at. So based on that, we can decide how much time to allot to each subject. And for me, it was chemistry. I had to spend more time on chemistry because there was a lot more to revise than maths and physics.
And how you balanced, like what you're saying, obviously maths and physics are more of analytical subjects.
Yes.
Chemistry is not having much of analytics. So the balancing of physics, maths and chemistry, what you would like to comment on students who are struggling hard in managing with chemistry?
So in chemistry, I suggest to revise frequently and to prepare short notes and revise them before the exams or whatever you're writing as mock test.
Fine. About mock test, I want Nirvan to comment on this.
Yes,
My straight query is like what many of you guys, your peers were saying about as the test approaches nearer, automatically your devotion of time increases. But what you would like to comment upon managing your mock test every week when mock tests are getting closer, how you distribute your preparation throughout the week, how you manage the day before of mock test, what you would like to comment on this to your fellow students and how you manage throughout the week about your mock test preparation and revision?
in the starting of the preparation, when there are mock tests like every week, what you do in the whole week matters more than what you do on the last day. So I would suggest to study mostly on the week and just consolidate your concepts on the last day. Like put your concepts together, like revise what you have done the whole week. And as the exam approaches, the frequency of mock tests will increase. Like there will be a mock test every 3 days or every 2 days. So for that, I would recommend not to take each mock test as seriously as the last one. I would recommend to take breaks and study at your own pace, not like the coaching's pace. Like the coaching, obviously they know best because they have more experience, but ultimately they can't provide to every person on a personal basis. Like
because
every child.
everyone has a different mindset
Yes.
of preparation, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone has to work on like themselves and at their pace also. So the coaching helps a lot, but at the end it's what you do with your brain that matters. So you should study at your own pace, and the most important thing is that you should not take the tension about the mock tests. If it's going bad, don't think of yourself as a failure yet. Think that you have time to improve yet. You have time to improve now.
I think that's really apt. I can recall one student when I was asking him a question way back almost around 4 or 5 years ago. I was asking him a question, if you're not able to perform in the test, won't you feel bad? He told me if I'm not able to solve many questions, his question encourages me a lot because the question paper has lot of things I need to learn upon. Rather than getting discouraged, it was an encouragement for me to get into the depth of such questions which I don't know, and finally that student achieved All India rank 6 way back 6 years ago. And that should be the attitude what he was saying, that you should run in your own pace. Obviously your coaching systems are designed ideally for the best, but not necessarily initially you are following an ideal pace, but gradually you need to cope it up. On the same question, I would like Sanvi to comment on this, how you manage things in a systematic way about the examination. Many times mock test, when you score well, many students used to say, as we have scored it well, we gain very high level of confidence, we reduce down our studies and gain confidence. Many times if it is not, we are not doing well in mock test, then also we get discouraged and we don't study. How you managed post mock test effects with you, and what was your behavior?
जब भी आप मॉक टेस्ट देते हो तो उसके जस्ट बाद इफेक्ट रहता है मॉक टेस्ट का, बट आई वुड प्रेफर कि वो आधे घंटे या 1 घंटे तक लास्ट करे, उसके बाद आप भूल जाओ कि आपने मॉक टेस्ट दिया. लाइक यू हैव टू ensure whatever errors you have done, and you have to ensure that you are not going to do that again. But forget about, like, it went well, then it's good, and if it went bad, then it's also good. You have to be consistent and believe yourself.
Very precise answer, and the one liner is never ever carry your mock results in your head. जितना आप दिमाग में कैरी करोगे उतना आपकी प्रिपरेशन डिले होती जाएगी, एंड दैट्स रियली वेरी नाइसली आंसर्ड बाय सानवी अपॉन दिस. आई वांट रोहित टू कमेंट ऑन वन वेरी क्रिटिकल पॉइंट अपॉन दिस. सो देयर इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इफेक्ट जब भी एक मॉक टेस्ट होता है, व्हेन यू अपीयर इन अ मॉक टेस्ट. So how you analyze your mock test, because mock test analysis really matters a lot. So how you analyze your mock test, how you cope up with your shortcomings, and how you manage that in the coming week, because next week again you are going to focus on a mock test, and might be in some of the part tests those content are not going to be asked. So how you balance the previous test, the shortcomings, and the coming mock test.
After giving a mock test, I used to analyze my mistakes, and I will make a short note where I am lagging in some concepts or doing any type of specific type of mistakes, and I try to recover it in next exam and not allow it to happen again.
And that's a good strategy, that every time whenever you are not doing well in your mock test, you focus on the content so that next time you will be able to perform better on the same concepts. That's right. So as you said, you used to prepare your short notes of your mistakes.
Yes.
So I hope this is a very common strategy to compile all your mistakes for the end of your academic session. I want Darshil to comment on this. Darshil, can you hold the mic? So how you overcome your mistakes throughout the journey in regular basis, how frequently you used to revise, and what you'd like to comment for your fellow student. If you are having a compilation of your mistake, how frequently you should focus on that?
जब मैंने अपने मिस्टेक्स को कंपाइल किया था तो मैंने मेनली देखा था, जो पैटर्न नोटिस किया था कि सिली एरर्स बहुत होते थे. लाइक इफ आई हैव द पोटेंशियल टू स्कोर इन अ पेपर ऑफ 180, आई हैव टू स्कोर 140, आई यूज्ड टू गेट 120 मार्क्स. द 20 मार्क्स वाज जस्ट सिली मिस्टेक्स. But if you write it down and focus on the things you do during exam, which makes you do silly mistakes, it will help you a lot, because that will stay in the back of your mind. आपको वो गलती वापस नहीं करनी है, and एक गलती दोबारा करने का कोई point नहीं है, क्योंकि गलतियाँ करने के लिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, आपको एक गलती वापस नहीं करनी.
But फिर भी silly mistakes होती थी. तो उसको रिड्यूस कैसे करते थे?
वही सर कॉपी में लिख लेता था, एंड
बार बार.
हाँ, बार बार. अगर सेम मोड ये तो उसको भी बार बार लिख रहा था, एंड एग्जाम के पहले बार उसको पढ़ के जाता था हमेशा.
आई थिंक बेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी इसकी, हर एग्जाम से पहले आप अपनी मिस्टेक्स को बार बार रिपीट कीजिए, बार बार रिव्यू कीजिए. नेवर एवर गेन एनी लेवल ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस की चीजें हमसे ये दोबारा गलती नहीं होगी, बिकॉज रिपीटेटिव मिस्टेक इज अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम इन अचीविंग टॉप रैंक्स. मोस्ट ऑफ स्टूडेंट वी कैन सी ओवर हियर दे ओवरकम देयर मेजॉरिटी ऑफ सिली मिस्टेक्स. आई वांट ऑन द सिली मिस्टेक, आई वांट साई श्रीराम टू कमेंट अपॉन दिस, because this is really a very critical point where I would say most of students, those who are not able to perform well in JEE Advanced, their critical issue is they are not able to overcome their silly mistakes. So certainly as the level where you are sitting, you have overcome the most of your silly mistake and the frequency you have reduced. So what was the strategy you followed upon that?
Mainly revising those mistakes repeatedly, and before going to the exam you should see once those mistakes, and you should rectify those mistakes, and you should take those silly mistakes seriously and work on those.
And how frequently you used to revise all the things which you used to commit mistakes, maybe say 6 months ago, if some critical mistakes you committed, how frequently today after 6 months you suggest to revise things?
Like maintain a short notes, and like day by day we'll reduce some type of silly mistakes, and we need not revise those again. The things will be.
I think you also suggest short notes as the best strategy to overcome critical errors.
Yes.
That's absolutely right. I want one critical point to be answered by 3 students who are left, and I want this is a very important point about the critical revision. Critical revision is something many times we are not able to cope up with the content at the end of our academic session when we start losing confidence. I want Sangha Jagrath to answer this particular query. So, how well you felt about your end of academic session? Were you very confident, or sometimes you were feeling that I'm losing out things, and finally compiling everything and managing well?
Means in some topics I did not feel that confident. So I revised them again and wrote a short notes.
So the short notes also you suggest would be the best strategy for the topics you are not gaining confidence. That's really good. So I want to compile things with a few of the students' views. So this is very important. I want Kilaru Panvik, how you would like to summarize your overall journey of JEE preparation? Like many students have shared their experiences and they have given guidance to the fellow student. Any specific point you feel in your journey matters a lot about you? What strategy was the main critical factor in your overall preparation?
One thing I would like to say, before the exam, do not have any expectations of how the paper is going to be. Like, let's say imagine you imagine that the paper is tough, but the paper comes easy. You might be over prepared, like you might get worried, and the time may not be sufficient. What my suggestion is, do not have any expectations, have a fixed strategy, but that strategy should be flexible, depends on how the paper is. Like you might have done same strategy over all your mock tests, like for my strategy was I would do maths first because it was my strong subject, and then physics and chemistry. But it might, the final paper, maths might be tough and sometimes you have to leave some questions. But if you follow the same strategy of my MPC, in the final exam, you are going to lose advantage. To gain that advantage, you have to be flexible. Like you have to go through some questions, then you'll have an idea of how the paper is going to be, and then you change your strategy based on that.
I think that's very important in a point, to be flexible and plan your strategies instantly whenever you look at the question paper. That really matters. I want Divyansh to quickly comment on your own journey. Divyansh, can you hold the mic? About your journey, what was the most impactful factor which helped you out in achieving this position?
Initial stages I was committing many silly mistakes, but I realized if we keep some good amount of time on easy questions, there is less chance of committing mistake. In early stage, we tend to keep less time on easy questions and keep more time on tougher ones. So try to keep at least some base amount of time on easier questions also in exams.
So in examination, you practiced enough on balancing time with the difficulty level of question. So that's really quite important, that you need to have a thorough practice by your mock test, how you balance time. Many times if you devote more time on easy questions and you get less time at the end for tough questions, then you lose the whole balance of question paper. So that strategy and regular practice also matters a lot. I want Arnav to hold on the mic, and this is very important. About the critical factor, talk upon the factor which impact us most in our JEE preparation.
I would like to say that we have to identify our strengths and use them to the best, so that we can perform best in the JEE. Like I identified that when I removed the pressure of time in the paper and attempted the questions without this pressure, I was performing well without silly mistakes. So it would give better score in the exam.
You also feel in pressure we commit more silly mistakes?
Yes, sir.
Like most of the students were talking about, we should not take pressure of mock tests. Do you feel very frequent mock tests help us in overcoming pressure?
Sometimes they can also lead to negative impact, as more mock tests can lead to decreasing scores.
I think you are absolutely right. Many times mock tests not always help us in reducing pressure, but I would favor what Sanvi said about कि किसी चीज़ को दिमाग में carry करके नहीं जाना है, and this is really very very important for each and every listener to all these toppers, कि अगर कभी भी कोई भी एग्ज़ाम अच्छा होता है तो उसकी खुशी को भी हेड में कैरी मत करो, और कभी ख़राब होता है तो इट शुड बी एनकरेजिंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, उसको भी बहुत ज़्यादा कैरी नहीं करना है. वी शुड फोकस मोर एंड मोर ऑन द अपकमिंग टेस्ट, बिकॉज एवरी टाइम व्हेन यू हिट अ बॉल, always there will be a next ball to hit upon. अगर पहली ball miss हो गई तो not necessary that we should miss the next ball. So it is very, very important to carry our strategy with us and don't be extremely happy on achieving good things in life and don't be sad about losing things in life. That's the core strategy for everyone. Sushant, can you please talk upon the modification in your preparation you did throughout your journey? Where exactly you were lagging and how you overcome those laggings, whether it is silly mistakes or in a specific subject you were losing out, and how to make that particular losing point to be strong?
Sir, initially when I joined in 9th class, I used to face many difficulties in understanding even the easy concepts. So during that time I felt very demotivated and I thought whether I could even crack IIT or not. So during that time I focused on many basic concepts and I even tried to interact with the faculty and ask what I could do to improve my score. And also I think that doing questions under time pressure is also one of the factors, because many a times we just solve questions and we don't consider the amount of time we are spending on them. We can do a question for like 5 minutes and get it, but still it won't be useful because other person can do that same thing in 3 minutes. So one thing I noticed was I used to keep a lot of time on maths, which affected my physics and chemistry. So gradually I used to decrease the time in maths, and even while practicing I spent I used to check my time, I used to keep a timer or something and I used to check not to spend more than 3 minutes on a question, or based on the difficulty of the question I used to change the time.
I think this time pressure strategy really works for majority of a student, even those who are average. I have seen thousands of students who overcome from the level of average to an extraordinary performer who work on the time strategy. So Hemant, at last there are two questions for you. First, two questions. First is what we are talking about, the most impactful strategy or impactful decision of yours in your preparation which helped you in achieving this position.
Physics was a bit difficult for me. I used to visit my teacher frequently and talk to him, which helped me a lot to crack it. And I became confident in physics at the last.
So physics was not your very strong since beginning?
No.
But finally you feel at the end you were able to achieve a very high level of confidence. And your teachers and the practice strategies helped you a lot.
Yes, sir.
So that's really a very important point, because I've seen very less students in my life who were not good at physics and finally they gained so much of confidence in physics, because physics is a favorite for most of the toppers since the start. So that's really, I'm impressed with your answer. One last point where I want you to conclude and sum up everything what we were talking upon. That's really a very critical factor. Whenever in examination, run time in those 3 hours of examination, particularly about physics only you should answer, as you already spoken. If in some question you are trapped, you are feeling that the question is getting solved and finally you are not able to match any of the answer and you are retrying, and sometime if you are getting trapped in that, were you feeling discouraged or you immediately leave the question, move on, or how to overcome the panic in the physics questions? Because in physics it's really very important to come out of the trap where we feel, oh, this is so easy question, I'm able to solve, let me retry. I think it might have happened with you many times.
I just leave the difficult question immediately and move on.
I'm not talking about difficult question, it's about a question which seems easy, but you miss out and you are not able to solve and you want to retry, or you always leave a question when you are not able to get the answer.
I'll leave it and try it at the last if time permits.
Okay, fine. I think that's the best part for any subject in JEE Advanced Strategy. During those 3 hours, it is very important to balance time you are devoting to any question. So thank you very much all dear students for sharing your thoughts about the preparation. There might be many thoughts you are having. Will keep connecting with all of you in due course in coming life. As I was talking a couple of minutes ago, that the life of examination is coming to an end for all of you, and all of you are getting into a new life where examinations of your life is going to be started. You'll meet with the new peer groups around your surrounding and new life you're getting into. So on behalf of whole Narayana group, I wish you all the best for the coming new life. Just stay connected with your fellow student, help out your juniors, help out with their strategies, give them confidence, because it is mainly the confident culture you are having, you have inculcated in your body by which you have achieved the success. That the key factor for achieving JEE Advanced, and that's what we inculcate and induce in all our students at all Narayana centers. So I wish all the best to all our listeners and viewers. I hope the clips and the cuts we have shared with you, the confidence they are trying to transform into you through the energy we are flowing through this channel will be helping out each and every student listening to us in India. Wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.